You ever walk into a room and feel like every woman there is quietly measuring you, not judging you, not criticizing, but scanning for something deeper, something instinctual that doesn't even require words? Most men over 60 believe that women stop noticing them once the hair thins or the muscles soften. That's a lie. Women never stop noticing because their instincts are wired to see signals that go far beyond youth or a chiseled body. What they notice first isn't just about appearance, it's about what your body says without you even trying. And if you're not aware of it, you could be sending the wrong signals without realizing it. Let's start with your hands. Your hands tell stories that your face can't hide. Women notice the hands of a man over 60 because they speak to his history, his strength, and even his emotional presence. A man who keeps his hands strong, cared for, and confident in movement tells her he's capable, reliable, and still active. But don't confuse this with vanity or polish. It's about subtle power. A gentle, firm touch can ignite curiosity, while hands that are stiff, overly hidden, or trembling can trigger instinctive doubt. Women subconsciously link your hands to your capacity to protect, to provide, and even to express tenderness. It's primal, but it works. Then there's the posture. Notice the difference between a man who slouches and one who carries himself upright, even with age. Your posture communicates dominance, health, and energy. Women don't just look at your back, they read your spine. An upright man, even if a bit stooped with age, radiates confidence. They notice how your shoulders move when you walk, how grounded your steps are, how deliberate your presence is in the room. These subtle cues can make a woman feel safe, curious, and even drawn to you before you say a single word. The body doesn't lie, and posture is a language older than words themselves. Your eyes come next. They are not just windows to your soul, they are a broadcast of your vitality, curiosity, and emotional depth. Men over 60 often underestimate the power of their gaze. A direct, calm, and engaged look shows her you are present, attentive, and alive. It's not about staring or trying to intimidate, it's about connection. Women notice the small shifts, the spark that tells her you are still passionate about life, even after decades. Eyes that are dull, restless, or avoidant signal disengagement, aging not just in body but in spirit. She reads the story in your eyes before she hears a word from your mouth. And then, something most men ignore, the neck and jawline. As you age, fat distribution changes, skin relaxes, but a man who maintains subtle muscle tone, who carries himself with gentle tension rather than surrender, signals resilience. Women notice the sharpness of a jaw, the length of a neck, the way the skin moves when you speak. It's about vitality and presence. You could be wearing the most expensive suit, but if your neck is slack, your body language is resigned. She notices, instinctively, and it affects attraction faster than charm or humor ever could. Finally, your voice and the way it resonates through your chest. Women detect it even before you approach. Your voice carries authority, calmness, and emotional stability, or it doesn't. Men over 60 sometimes assume their voice has lost its edge, but a voice that comes from your core, that speaks slowly and deliberately, communicates strength, wisdom, and control. It's a body signal as much as a sound signal, and it's more noticeable than any line in a dating profile. When she hears your voice, she feels it in her body. It's magnetic, primal, undeniable. These 5 areas, hands, posture, eyes, neck and jawline, and voice, are the silent signals women over 60 notice first. They cut through your clothes, your wallet, your car, your resume. They're the instinctive truth of who you are, the unspoken chemistry that triggers curiosity and attraction. Most men never realize they're sending messages in these areas, or worse, sending the wrong ones. But the moment you understand this, you begin to control the signals. You reclaim the attention that instinctively belongs to you without changing who you are at your core. What most men don't realize is that women aren't just noticing isolated body parts. They're reading a network of signals that reveal your vitality, history, and emotional state all at once. It's like your body is speaking a language you never learned, and she's fluent. Every movement, every shift, every micro-expression adds to a story she instinctively decodes. That's why understanding these 5 areas isn't about vanity, it's about control, presence, and unspoken influence. Let's revisit your hands, but this time from a more intimate angle. Women notice how you use them in small, unconscious ways. The way you lift a cup, the the way you gesture when you speak, the subtle tension in your fingers when you're focused, it all communicates energy and engagement. Hands that are firm and capable convey competence and reliability. They say, without words, I can handle this, I can protect, I can provide. And when your hands show care, when nails are neat, veins subtly pronounced, skin not brittle but alive, she reads it as evidence of life maintained, of time respected, and energy preserved. Women connect your hands to touch, to warmth, to intimacy. It's an invisible magnet. Your posture works hand in hand with this. It's more than standing straight. It's about the rhythm of your body, the subtle tension in your muscles, the natural alignment that signals health. Women notice whether your posture suggests surrender or engagement. A man who moves with calm deliberation, whose shoulders are back and chest open, is read as confident and attractive, even if his steps are slower than in youth. Posture is a declaration without words. It says, I am here, I am present, I still own my space. And women, whether consciously or not, respond to this declaration immediately. Then there's the profound magnetism of your eyes. Your gaze communicates more than curiosity. It communicates emotional intelligence and subtle power. Women over 60 are not impressed by glances meant to flirt or intimidate. They notice depth, patience, and observation. An attentive gaze makes her feel seen, validated, understood. It triggers a feeling of safety and curiosity at the same time. Eyes are not just about vision, they are about connection. When your eyes linger on hers with gentle interest, they broadcast a silent message of vitality, awareness, and desire to engage without overwhelming. This is primal communication, older than words. The neck and jawline reveal much more than your genetics. They speak to how you carry yourself over decades. A strong, toned neck signals resilience, and a defined jawline, even subtly defined, communicates determination and self-respect. Women notice the tension in your jaw when you speak, the way your neck stretches naturally without collapsing, the lines that form with experience. These are subtle indicators of vitality. They are signals that your body has endured, adapted, and maintained itself despite age. Women instinctively read these signs as markers of reliability, energy, and even sensual potential. Finally, your voice acts as the invisible bridge between your body and hers. The resonance, tone, and pace of your voice signal more than just words. They signal authority, calmness, and presence. Women respond to how a man's voice vibrates through his chest, how deliberate his articulation is, how confident he sounds without arrogance. A deep, steady, engaging voice tells her that you are alive, active, and emotionally grounded. It's magnetic because it's honest, primal, and irresistible. A voice that wavers or hurries conveys instability, fatigue, or disengagement. Women pick up on this instantly, and it affects attraction in ways most men never understand. These 5 signals, hands, posture, eyes, neck and jawline, and voice, combine to form a silent narrative of who you are. Women don't see them as separate pieces. They see them as the essence of a man's vitality and energy. The truth is, most men over 60 underestimate how much they still command attention simply by maintaining these subtle signals. You don't need to change your face, your hair, or your fashion. What matters is presence, awareness, and control of your body language. Master this, and you reclaim attention, attraction, and influence without saying a word. Most men believe attraction is about charm, humor, or flashy gestures, but women over 60 see right through that. They're trained by decades of experience, evolution, and instinct to notice the signals that reveal your essence, not your showmanship. That's why mastering these 5 body areas isn't about looking younger, it's about amplifying what already signals vitality, strength, and presence. Subtlety is key. Women notice effortless energy far more than anything forced. Take your hands. You can't fake decades of life experience, but you can maintain their vitality. Simple things make a difference. Care for your nails, keep your hands hydrated, move them with purpose, and occasionally let your fingers brush lightly against a table, a book, or even hers when appropriate. These small movements convey competence, precision, and confidence. When you gesture while speaking, keep your hands controlled yet expressive. Don't overdo it. Over-gesturing signals insecurity. The goal is to communicate strength, warmth, and capability before you ever open your mouth. Posture is another silent amplifier. Even subtle slouching sends a signal of surrender or fatigue, while a controlled, upright posture communicates that you are fully present and aware of your body. Walk slowly with grounded steps, let your chest open naturally, and maintain a slight tension through your core muscles. It's not about rigidity, it's about controlled presence. Women notice the difference between a man who occupies space with intention versus one who shrinks into it. When your body shows readiness and vitality, it's magnetic. They feel it in the way you carry yourself before they even meet your eyes. Your eyes are a deeper form of nonverbal communication. To enhance this signal, practice subtle awareness. Notice her without staring. Let your gaze linger just long enough to convey interest without pressure, and allow micro-expressions of warmth or curiosity to show naturally. Women read these cues instinctively. A calm, focused gaze signals emotional stability, intelligence, and confidence, which are far more alluring than anything superficial. Avoid darting eyes or habitual scanning. Those suggest distraction, fatigue, or disengagement. Eyes connect more than touch ever could. They create curiosity, intrigue, and emotional resonance. The neck and jawline are perhaps the most underestimated signals of all. Even if age has softened some lines, you can enhance these areas through subtle muscle engagement and body awareness. Slightly elongating the neck, holding your head high, and engaging jaw muscles naturally while speaking or expressing thought conveys strength and resilience. Women notice this instantly. It's not about cosmetic perfection, it's about demonstrating vitality and self-respect. These cues signal that your body has endured life, and you still honor yourself in how you move and carry your presence. Finally, your voice acts as a bridge between all these physical signals. Slow your pace, deepen your resonance, and let each word carry intention. Women notice hesitation, pitch changes, and tension subconsciously. They pick up on anxiety, fatigue, or disengagement immediately. Speak as if your words are being felt as much as heard. Let your voice reflect the energy of your chest, your core, and your presence in the room. A strong, calm, and engaging voice amplifies all the other signals: hands, posture, eyes, jawline, making your presence irresistible without any effortful display. What most men fail to grasp is that these signals are not about perfection, they are about alignment. When your hands, posture, eyes, neck, jawline, and voice all communicate vitality and presence in harmony, women notice instinctively. The more you cultivate subtle strength and awareness in these areas, the more magnetic you become. Women are drawn not just to your appearance, but to the story your body tells. The story of a man who has lived fully, cared for himself, and still carries energy, curiosity, and confidence. That story cannot be faked. It can only be nurtured. By now you understand that women over 60 aren't merely noticing superficial traits, they're reading the story your body tells, the signals that reveal your vitality, your energy, your presence, and your emotional depth. These 5 areas, hands, posture, eyes, neck and jawline, and voice, don't just catch her attention, they trigger instinctive attraction because they communicate something primal, that you are alive, capable, and fully engaged in life. This is the difference between a man who fades into the background and one who naturally commands interest, respect, and subtle desire. Think about it. Every gesture, every movement, every micro-expression sends a message. A hand that gestures with control, a posture that signals readiness, eyes that hold her attention without pressure, a neck that conveys resilience, and a voice that resonates with calm authority. All of these combine to create a narrative women pick up on instinctively. It's not about being perfect, it's about alignment. Your body tells the story of your experience, your energy, and your presence. And women feel it before they ever consciously think about it. Most men over 60 underestimate their power here because they focus on surface-level changes, clothes, cars, or trying to act younger. But the truth is, real attraction at this stage is about presence, subtle energy, and the story your body communicates. You can't fake experience, resilience, or vitality, but you can highlight it by maintaining these signals. A simple adjustment in posture, a calm, focused gaze, deliberate gestures, or a resonant, steady voice can amplify your presence exponentially. Women sense this alignment instantly, and it triggers curiosity, respect, and attraction at a level that superficial charm can never reach. There's another layer, emotional awareness. Women notice not only what your body says, but how your body reflects your inner state. Tension, fatigue, anxiety, or distraction can undermine all the positive signals, while calm energy, confidence, and authenticity amplify them. Your body becomes an instrument of communication, speaking louder than any words could. This is why presence matters more than perfection. When you combine the right signals with awareness of your energy, women respond to a man not by what he says, but by what he embodies. That's powerful, and it's subtle, invisible, and incredibly attractive. And here's the final insight. Attraction is a feedback loop. When you are aware of the signals you send and begin to control them, the way women respond changes your energy in return. They notice, they react, and you unconsciously adjust, creating a cycle of attention, presence, and magnetism. This isn't manipulation, it's understanding human psychology, female instincts, and the signals your body naturally emits. Awareness alone can make a man over 60 feel years younger in presence, more alive, and more magnetic than he ever imagined. Now here's your personal challenge, and it's a little exercise. If you imagine each of these 5 body signals as a number from 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself in each one today? Add them together and tell us the total in the comments. Be honest, don't skip a number. This simple self-check can reveal more about how women perceive your presence than any mirror ever could. If this video gave you insight, clarity, or even just a spark of awareness, do the smart thing, like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Because knowing the truth about attraction isn't about vanity, it's about reclaiming your presence, your energy, and your confidence at any age.